All right, let's break down what might just be the biggest shakeup to the world's financial system in our lifetime. This is a story that's happening right now, and it all kicks off with one pretty staggering number.
So get this. In the first half of 2025, the US dollar index, the thing that measures the dollar's strength, had its worst 6 months in over 50 years. Now, that's not just a bad day at the office. That is a massive flashing red light.
And this drop, it wasn't some random market blip. No way. It's actually a symptom of a much, much bigger story. A coordinated plan to challenge the dollar's reign, led by a whole group of nations that's getting bigger and bigger. Okay, let's really get into this.
For pretty much our entire lives, the US dollar has been the undisputed king of global finance, right? It's the currency for everything. But in 2025, we really started to see the cracks forming in that throne.
See, this isn't just some temporary dip. This is a structural shift. You've got a powerful alliance actively working to use the dollar less. You've got countries all over the world quietly moving their savings out of US assets. And they're building entirely new financial highways that just go around the dollar completely. So the big question is, who exactly is this challenge?
While meet BRICS Plus, what started out as just a catchy acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, and China, has really evolved. It's not just a political talking shop anymore. Oh no, this group has become a real geoeconomic heavyweight, and they are absolutely serious about changing the rules of the game.
And here's where it gets kind of mind-blowing. Just look at the sheer scale of this. With their latest expansion, the BRICS Plus countries now represent almost half of all the people on Earth. That is an incredible center of gravity for everything.
But maybe the biggest game changer, the new player that really turned heads in 2025, was Indonesia. We're talking about the fourth biggest country in the world by population, an absolute powerhouse.
And this move shows just how smart their strategy is. See, for Indonesia, this isn't about picking a side in some global standoff. It's just smart business. They get money for big projects without all the usual strings attached. They lock in their role as a massive trade hub, and they get a bigger megaphone to protect their own interests. But believe me, they didn't stop there.
So here's another clever move. They created this partner country status. It lets them expand their economic circle without all the political drama. And just look at this list. It's a who's who of strategic goodies. Tech hubs in Asia, massive energy reserves in Africa, critical minerals everywhere. They have built one heck of a team. So, what's their playbook?
Okay, so they've got the team assembled. Now for the game plan. And the BRICS Plus strategy isn't some pie-in-the-sky dream of creating a new global currency overnight. It's way more practical and, honestly, way more effective. They're basically building a whole new financial plumbing system right alongside the old one.
The heart of their plan is just, it's brilliant in its simplicity. They're just agreeing to stop using the dollar when they trade with each other. So if Indonesia sells something to India, India just pays them in its own currency. Boom. The dollar is completely cut out of the deal. It's faster, it's cheaper, and every single time they do this, it's one more little chip out of the dollar's foundation.
Now think about the system we all use now, SWIFT. It's basically the WhatsApp for money, sending messages that move trillions of dollars. Well, BRICS Pay is these countries building their own, separate messaging app, one that the West can't read, and more importantly, can't just switch off.
But it doesn't stop with just moving money. They're going after how stuff is actually priced. Right now, a ton of the world's food is priced in US dollars on exchanges in places like Chicago. By creating their own grain exchange, BRICS Plus is saying no more. This is about them taking back control over the price of the things they grow and eat.
So you add all this up, right? The new members, the new payment pipes, the new ways of pricing things. What do you actually get? Well, you get a world where the economic center of gravity is shifting right before our eyes.
And here is the punchline. This is the big one. For the first time in the modern era, the BRICS Plus group is now officially bigger, economically speaking, than the G7, the club of established Western economies. The balance of power has literally, officially tipped.
So what's driving all this? What's the big motivation? Well, in a word, it's fear. More and more countries are terrified that the dollar can be used as a weapon against them through sanctions, effectively kicking them out of the global economy. And that fear has lit a fire under them to find a way out. And in response to that fear, they've been making a massive and pretty quiet strategic move. Today, the BRICS Plus nations control nearly half of the world's entire gold reserves and production. And that is not a coincidence.
They are buying up gold like there's no tomorrow because it's the ultimate safe asset. It's money that nobody can print more of, that can't be sanctioned, that can't be controlled by any one country's policies. They're even flying their gold bars home from vaults in New York and London. It's their ultimate insurance policy.
So let's be clear, this isn't about the dollar just vanishing tomorrow. It's still incredibly powerful. But its monopoly? Yeah, that's over. We are walking into a multipolar financial world, a world with different systems running side by side. This is a massive shift, and it's going to reshape everything for decades. The question is no longer if the world is going to change, but how we're all going to adapt to it.